I personally know the majority of you have love for all of you, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody, but I'm sick and tired of my people getting killed and hurt.
Justice for me is not solving my murder, it's me never being murdered in the first place. And that does not come from policing, that comes from all the investments we make from the moment that my mother is born. All of those investments shape my health, because racism is a public health problem, and in order to get to the core of it, we have to start to think about what are our systemic solutions and how do we invest in care? How do we invest in things that heal? How do we invest in our vision and not invest in regressive policies that only serve to criminalize us and invest all of our resources and dollars in things that don't ultimately bring about our own healing?
As a mother of someone who is incarcerated, it goes both ways. It's generational, right? You hear about the mother and the grandmother and the father and the uncle who are supporting loved ones on the inside, and sometimes the voices of the children get silenced. I so appreciate you.
Two cousins, 25 years old, murdered up in Chico, California, 75 miles away. My son, Desmond Phillips, shot over 60 times in 2 seconds in front of me and my 2 grandchildren. Say his name, Desmond Phillips.
Say my uncle's name, Leonard Bradley Jr.
Leonard Bradley Jr. I need everybody to say it as if my brother should be here, as if James Rivera should be here, as in Kobe Friday should be here, as in Oscar Grant should be here. I need you to say it. Say his name! Say his name!
Some black men in Sacramento say they're still dealing with stereotypes and racism.
I've been called the N-word. I've been harassed by police.
I've had a police officer one time choke me on his car, call me N-word.
And they're not happy with the way they say police have treated them.
They're running mucks and running mucket all over town like they have no one to report to. Somebody needs to get in there and hold them accountable.
They hope this movement will spread across the country, where many are still frustrated over a lack of justice in the deaths of black men.
Step on the court, step on the court, step on the court, step on the court.
Get the window. Get the window, I said.
Okay, Stavante.
Hey, shut up. You don't run shit here.
Stavante.
Y'all hear me? He's the mayor.
Enough.
Now, the mayor wants to talk to me. The chief of police got my brother killed. He doesn't care. He shows no emotion at all. And y'all get mad at me for not crying on the news?
This country, the bedrock of America, is rooted in racism. And that's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. And until we address it, and I think we've seen it in the last 2 months, it's finally coming out. Look at the diversity that you've seen across this country and around the world now on these protests, because they know it's systemic racism here in California and here in the United States.
Stop, Josh, stop.
Black Lives Matter Sacramento shared this video this morning. They say it shows a Rancho Cordova police officer using excessive force on a 14-year-old.
When the deputy tried arresting the boy on suspicion of a crime, the teen resisted, according to police. Now, a spokesperson for the sheriff's office said, quote, "This type of situation is hard on everyone, the young man who resisted arrest and the officer who would much rather have him cooperate."
As health professionals, we are appalled by the video of Rancho Cordova Police Officer Brian Fowle assaulting a 14-year-old child. 126 of these signers live here, practice medicine here. Police Chief Adams, the communities of the Sacramento region are watching you.
Several of the doctors and nurses who signed the petition read the full letter in front of the police department and talked about the potential mental health impacts of what they call excessive force.
Officer Brian Fowle is a threat to the community and should no longer be allowed to carry a gun or a badge or injure our community under the guise of authority.
once again, the timely intersection of racialized law enforcement, police brutality, the slave catcher tradition, extreme black family trauma.
Watch out, Randy. Go ahead.
Generational poverty, destabilized neighborhoods, and racialized wealth gaps bring us here to demand action.
Years from now, the younger generation will talk about the lies this system spoke about this community.
The action we demand is that the city we love stop killing us. Stop ignoring the fact that we have a problem with race, equity, and inclusion throughout our city government. And stop the games that leave black people in poverty. We're wide awake and see that every time this city refuses to adopt a citizens police commission with teeth, that we're being killed. Every time this city brings new industry, invests in major amenities and infrastructure, and makes equity the last priority.
You see what injustice has gotten black folks for 450 years. Say that shit. America, even the state of California, has perpetuated this violence, this oppression, this trauma, this targeting, this injustice on black bodies since forever. Today, we want them to know that Black Lives Matter.